Cowboys need a miracle. Roger takes the snap. He's going long.
I closed my eyes and said a Hail Mary.
Down the near sideline for Drew Pearson. Pearson makes the catch at the 5. Touchdown! Once you believe it.
When I threw it, it was a little bit underthrown. He caught it on his hip, and Drew was just a great athlete. I mean, he made big plays. Of course, Nate Wright kind of slipped.
Joining us now from Dallas, Texas is, I'm sure Redskins fans not exactly pleased with us right now, going down there and talking with the one, the only Drew Pearson. Drew, obviously you have connections to this rivalry. In your estimation, what made it so special?
Well, what made it special is that both teams, when I came into the league, first of all, the Cowboys had been dominating the NFC East, and we dominated the Redskins. Then in '71, they brought in George Allen, and the whole culture of the Redskin football team started to change with basically the same players. George Allen instilled a different attitude, a winning attitude. Now all of a sudden the Redskins are good, and now they're competing with the Dallas Cowboys for the NFC East title, where we had control of that for a long time. And that made it a rivalry. But when George Allen came in, of course, his nemesis is Tom Landry, and he made it known that he came in, their #1 goal was to beat the Dallas Cowboys. And because of that, they focused on beating us, and from then on, they started giving us competitive games. And I remember my first game in RFK. My rookie year in 1973, where the Redskins beat us 14-7 on Monday Night Football. And I had played 2 previous games in the NFL before that game, and I was upset with my teammates for not telling me what it was going to be like playing the Redskins in RFK, because that really was my welcome to the NFL. And that game proved that, because it was a knockdown, drag-out game. The game ended, I don't know what actually ended as far as the clock is concerned and time on the clock, but the game ended as far as we were concerned on offense when the great Kenny Houston stopped the great Walt Garrison on the 1-yard line. And that's when I said, man, this is really pro football.
Yeah, no question. So that's not a great memory for you. So then give me what is your all-time, because you've had plenty, your all-time favorite memory of a Redskin-Dallas game for you?
No doubt it was in 1974, and on Thanksgiving Day, we had got knocked out of the playoff picture pretty early because we started the season 1-4. They came down here on Thanksgiving Day with an 8-3 record. Win would wrap up the Eastern Division title and guarantee the playoff spot. And we were wallowing at 6-5, just trying to salvage a winning season. So to be able to beat the Redskins in that game was very special. But what made it special was before the game, Darren Talbert had predicted that he was going to knock Roger Staubach out of the game. And they proceeded to do that, and that's when Clint Longley came in. Also, my roommate was Harvey Martin. Yeah. And they had sent during the week Harvey Martin a funeral wreath to, let them know we're coming. And that's what the result was going to be, that they were going to beat the Dallas Cowboys. And so Clinton Longley comes in the game. We're down 16-3 in the game. He comes in, he hits Billy Joe Dupree for 1 touchdown, and that reduces the deficit. Then he comes to me. We're like 32 seconds or so left in the game. And I actually told Clinton Longley what play to run. Wow. You know, he was a rookie playing in his first NFL game. I'm a former quarterback, had been in the league for a whopping 2 seasons at that point. So I told Clint I was going to run a turn-in takeoff, line me up on the left side. So I break the huddle, and I look to the sideline, and I see George Allen licking his thumb, and I hear him saying, "We got the Cowboys, Tex Schramm, Tom Landry, we got them," and all that. Then I also look further down the sideline, and there's my old high school teammate, Joe Theismann.
Yeah.
Y'all know him as Joe Theismann. Back in South River, he's Joe Theismann, okay? So I see him clapping his hands and all this. But as it turned out, we had the perfect play called for the perfect defense that they ran. And they ran a bracket defense where all I had to do was worry about the inside guy, who was Kenny Stone. So when I came off the line of scrimmage, I pushed Mike Bass, the cornerback, out further to the outside, broke it in, and gave Kenny Stone that in-move fake, and he bit on it, and I went right behind him, and I looked back. Clinton Longley had hit me with a perfect pass. I could count the revolutions in the spiral as it came down into my hands, and then helped us win that game with, 30-some seconds left, pull it out. Even though the Redskins did win the division that year, it did salvage some sort of gratification for us, the fact that we beat the Redskins on Thanksgiving Day, despite the fact that us not going to the playoffs that year.
Yeah, I'm sure Kenny Stone still has nightmares of that. Let's talk current rivalry here. Redskins and Cowboys both 0-1 on the season. But do you think that a guy like Des Bryant watched that Monday night game and saw what Antonio Brown did and is now salivating, or is that not the case?
Well, I hope he is. I hope he's salivating not only for that reason. I hope he's salivating because of the type of performance he had in the season opener against the New York Giants. You know, he was ineffective in that football game. As a receiver, you like to catch the ball early in the game to get engaged and all that, and that's particularly a good thing with Dez. We threw him the ball on the second play of the game. He caught it, but that turned out to be his only catch in the game. So Dez has, he's that type of athlete. He's the 88 club.
Yep.
You know, me, Dez, and Michael Irvin, we're all the same type of players at that position, where if we don't have the performance that we're capable of, you know, we can't wait to that next opportunity. So the next opportunity is against the Redskins, Breland, and of course, what is that other guy on the other corner? Oh, Josh Norman on the other corner. Don't tell him I said that,
yeah, I'm gonna go
he'll try
right
to
to
cover me.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, he'll be looking for me like he looks for all the receivers. But anyway, you know, it should be a great matchup and provide some motivation for Dez to go against some of the best cornerbacks in the NFL.
What have you seen out of Dak Prescott, that rookie quarterback?
You know, I guess a lot of people might be saying now that they thought Dak had what it took to be a quarterback in the NFL. But after we lost our final regular season game last year, I was doing some work for NBC5 affiliate down here in Dallas in a post-game interview, and my co-host Newey Scruggs asked me, Drew, what do the Cowboys need to do as we get closer to the draft, and what kind of players do we need to bring in here? So I said, well, since Christian McCaffrey is not available, we need a player like that, a playmaker. Since he's not available, I think the guy that I would like to see them draft at the quarterback position is Dak Prescott. And the reason I said that is because I saw how he developed himself as a four-year quarterback at Mississippi State, how he brought them out of the doldrums to respectability. Even at one point, you know, they were #1 in the country. And a lot of that had to do with Dak. I saw how he improved. I saw his leadership skills. I saw his physique. I saw his personality. And I said, that's the kind of guy that we need to bring into Dallas. And another reason is because those are the kind of quarterbacks that are being developed in college ranks nowadays and coming to the NFL. And if Cam Newton can have that success, maybe a guy like Dak Prescott can have that success with the Dallas Cowboys. So I'm glad that he was still available at the 4th pick in the NFL draft for the Cowboys to choose him. And he has proven to be what I thought he was. And that is a guy that shows the leadership, shows intelligence, has tremendous character, and that's just what the Dallas Cowboys need at that position.
All right, now, Drew, to the awkward portion of our interview here. Full disclosure, we met back when I was a young teenager. You had led the league, NFC, in receiving, and as part of the Boys and Girls Club, you came to Washington, D.C. to accept the reward. There is a picture in my house of both of us with huge afros and huge lapels. It is insane how big those lapels are back in the day. But you were, and full disclosure here for the Washington, D.C. audience, you were my guy. You were my idol. I actually walked I played wide receiver. I played wide receiver in 11th grade. I walked pigeon-toed because of you, and I'm not pigeon-toed. Okay? It makes no sense.
You were really following me close if you made that adjustment.
Yeah, I made that adjustment. My coach would say, "What are you doing?" I said, "What are you talking about?" Because you're walking pigeon-toed. You're not pigeon-toed. Yeah, but Drew Pearson is, and he's pretty good. So I can't tell you what a thrill it is.
And that's why you had the afro too, right?
Well, yeah, and Michael Jackson. You know, those two things. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, me too. Right.
Yeah, and look at us both now. We're follically challenged. We have a little left on our. You got nothing left. I've got a little bit going. Great to catch up with you. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. All right.
Go Cowboys.
Oh, that's spectacular. I see you.